YouTube, Awesome Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Mighty Morphin Ninja Blue Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Obviously, since Mighty Morphin's all over that name. This figure represents the power-up form from Season 3, as well as the movie version of the power-up or clothes they got, well, in the movie. As usual, let's go ahead and go over the basics to start. On him, you have the full-on cloth head and the two standard closed fists as far as accessories go. You also get this version of the head sculpt here, which was primarily seen in the movie, which is just the headband. And honestly, I feel like they're having a lot of trouble with the Billy head sculpt. I mean, this one isn't awful, but I don't think there's really been a good one for me lately. I think the first one was kind of nightmare fuel. The second one, which I think came with the metallic ones, it was like kind of like it seemed okay, but then it had like weird teeth sticking out. And this one just, yeah, I want to get a better Billy head sculpt at some point so I can put it on the Gold Ranger without it looking weird. I have this halfway point one, which is honestly probably the best civilian Billy head sculpt. And then this little accessory piece for when you put this on there. Two martial arty hands, you get kind of some unique ones for him where you have this little bit of a curled up fist and then this kind of open hand slap fist, but it's more curved than like the Black Rangers. So it's at least nice to have some differences. And then an accessory piece here, which is actually different than the ones that come with Black and White Rangers, which is kind of nice. Articulation, par for the core stuff, swiveling here, nice ball joint. Double knee joint here, hinge joint here at the foot, waist articulation, but you don't get the same chest articulation because of the solid piece. As I've mentioned in past reviews, I'm happy about that so it doesn't interrupt this design. Ball joint here at the arm, nice swiveling, double elbow joint, swiveling at the fist, and then the nice ball joint on the neck so you can do head and neck articulation stuff, but it's just a little bit hindered by this cloth piece, but that's just determined on the little cloth piece there, or the cloth plastic piece. No loose joint problems. As per usual with these, I'm just going to address the fact that these have had some QC issues in regards to the distribution, with some of the figures coming with legs that are broken and missing heads, like they'll straight up be missing one of the alternate heads, and so that's definitely something to look out for, and kind of a criticism of this line of figures overall. I mean, I guess the Lightning Collection, but I'm talking about this line of Ninja figures overall, so that's definitely something to look out for. That's definitely a shame. That's kind of a huge oversight. But as I've mentioned again in past reviews, if you do manage to actually get a figure that's not messed up, I think it's a solid entry in the series. I'm personally a fan of these modes. I'm happy we have them because it's not something we've gotten before. You know, these modes have been around for a very long time from Season 3, and the closest we got were these, which we're going to be comparing to in just a minute. So it's actually nice to finally have a figure representing this. Not to mention, I like the ability to effectively represent all the different modes from both the show and the movie, which is really nice. And my only real visual issues with them, honestly, are just that this piece has some discrepancies when you turn it, and this little kind of like elbow gap you have here, which I wish they could have handled. But setting that aside, I really like these figures. I think they did a really good job on all the details. Like, I think they did a good job of mimicking what cloth looks like with the mold. I think they did a really good job at that. I think the power coin representation really stands out there. Like, the black and gold contrast nicely off of it, and I think it fits in well with the suit. And I think just overall, it's a good looking figure and I'm very happy with it. Again, if you can get the right one. Going to quickly swap out the head here so we can do a comparison to its previous version. Okay, here he is with his alternate head, which looks pretty good. And this is a comparison to really what is the only other alternative in regards to this figure outside of some minifigures. So as you can see, if you're in the market for a Ninja Ranger mode Blue Ranger, this is obviously going to be your go-to pick. In some ways, these hold up better than I thought, but this almost looks more like Rocky. He's got kind of more pushback hair. You think this is pushback? It's pulled back. And these were kind of more meant to be gimmicky figures. Does look a little bit worn because I've owned it for a while, but yeah, this is really the only substitute. So this is definitely the way to go. So overall, just like with my reviews for the Black and White Ranger figures, recommendation for these are the same. I think that the distribution issues with the missing and broken pieces is unfortunate, but if you can get your hands on one that's actually complete like it should be, I can recommend them if you're a fan of these modes like I am. But that's about it for this one, guys. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Awesome Rider, signing out.